I am back. We are back into the groove of recording. Hopefully, I'm not sure because I'm coming home again next week for Christmas. But today we're going back to our normal seasonal video of what am I watching for anime next season. And we'll check it out, say what I'm going to be watching, what I'm not going to be watching. Sometimes I don't go through the full thing because it's just like, it's a lot of shit. But actually, before we jump into it, I just want to say make sure you hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit the notification bell because I live stream frequently on this YouTube channel, so make sure you hit the notification on so no one go live and you can all chill out. It's a fun time. Do it, because like 80% of you aren't, so do it. Therefore, we're going to take a look at what we have in store for us. Of course, we're on live charts, how I usually do it. We are doing Winter 2020 anime. I'm going to be doing English titles because I can't speak Japanese properly, even though I'm in a Japanese class for my college. Anyway, coming in number one for the most popularity, we have Attack on Titan final season. I know a lot of people are talking about my stream about how I need to watch it, and Attack on Titan is so good. I'm not a fan of Attack on Titan. Don't hate me, please. Attack on Titan final season, I heard it's gonna be really good. It's very hype. But yeah, for those who love Attack on Titan, that's coming out. But I'm the person not a fan. But the next one we have the time I got reincarnated as a slime part 1. Anyway, the slime anime, if you don't know, it's an isekai. Basically, this guy dies, he's all depressed, and then he becomes a slime, then he becomes super powerful even though he's a slime, and then he's making this whole village, and it's a lot of this. It's a really good isekai. All the isekai is probably one of my favorite isekais I've ever watched, because it's overpowered, but at the same time, it's like realistic. But not really, but like in my head it's realistic. But yes, very excited for that. It's my favorite. Oh fuck, I didn't even realize I was coming out this season. Oh, I'm fucking hyped. Next up we have ReZero season part 2. I watched ReZero when I first started watching anime, when I first started getting into isekais, and when I started doing that, they got to this really weird part, and I think I just wasn't mentally ready for that. It was just like, it was really weird. I just couldn't handle it, so I dropped the show. So I might get back into it, because I'm more numb to these things, to like some weird stuff, so I probably could watch it and still enjoy it. So I might give another shot, but I'm not sure. I heard the season 2 was really good. Dr. Stone, Stone Wars. I just watched Dr. Stone about a month ago, or a couple weeks ago. I really enjoyed it. I didn't think, again, another one of those shows I was like,
I'm currently editing this, and I forgot to say that it was one of those shows I was like, I don't know about that one. I think I'm gonna like not watch that show ever. But yeah, I did. It was good.
If you haven't watched Dr. Stone, basically the whole people turn to stone. This one big science dude is coming back and trying to make civilization back to how it was, but even better. And this other dude is like, this dude right here is trying to like not have that. But yeah, I watched season 1 recently. I found it very enjoyable. I thought in my mind that I knew everything he was talking about, even though I probably didn't. But I just like, yeah, I know what Sulfur does. But yeah, very enjoyable show. I haven't watched it. Moving on. Promised Neverland. Another one of those shows that I've been told to watch. I've never watched, but I know I heard that it was probably amazing. It was amazing, and I haven't watched it. But who knows? Maybe I'll give it a shot sooner or later. With Central Quintuplets, an anime that I was very excited for until this happened. They nerfed the thighs. I didn't think it was possible, but they took the thighs and they made it twigs. They made it like this. This is how thin the fucking thighs are, bro. Like, my arms are thicker than the fucking thighs of these girls. Oh my god. Okay, let me just show you a comparison. This is season 1 and this is season 2. Log Horizon, Destruction of the Round Table. I watched Log Horizon when I got into isekais like a long time ago. I loved it. I love this type of isekai. Fuck SEO, but this is a type of gaming one that I was like, oh, this is cool. I was like, this is cool. There's tons of diplomatic things that are happening within the show. A lot of like country-based stuff. It seemed really interesting, while at the same time trying to get back to their own world. I really enjoyed the show, but they ended on a cliffhanger, so it's nice. It's coming out with another show, but however, Studio Dean. So Studio Dean, pretty much, they made Konosuba. However, they also made this next one, which is called Seven Deadly Sins, and it was shit. It was completely shit. So I'm not sure if Studio Dean made Log Horizon before, because I'm too lazy to look that back up. But if Studio Dean fucks up how bad they did on the other season of Seven Deadly Sins, I'm gonna be pissed. Because Log Horizon was a pretty decent show. Now we're finally getting into some newer animes, not like season 2s and like that type of show. We're getting into the brand new season 1 anime. This is where a joke, if you haven't watched these videos before, of me not learning how to speak English. That was an example. I did not say a coherent sentence there. However, first off, we have Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation. So it sounds like an isekai. But anyway, let's read the description. The story follows a 34-year-old man who is killed after trying to save someone from getting hit by a car. Classic isekai. He soon finds himself reincarnated in a magical world. Sounds like an isekai. As Rudis Greyat, except that he gets his whole life reset, starting as a baby. With all his knowledge from his previous life and a new helping of magical ability, Rudis quickly becomes a formidable warrior, ready for an adventure, or he's still a total pervert. They had me up to this line. Usually when there's an isekai baby, usually it's like it's weird. It's weird. They just throw the isekai in there and they don't talk about it ever again. They just want to have the tag isekai, but they start off a baby, so he never really talks about how his past life. However, the fact that it says, oh, and he's still a pervert, and they use his knowledge from his previous life, well, I guess there's gonna be a giant time skip, and he's a pervert. What? I'm watching it anyway. I watch every fucking isekai. I'm the isekai god. Moving on, we have Cordemia. A sweet, inspiring tale of school life begins. At school, Kyoku Hori is known for being smart, attractive, and popular. On the other hand, her classmate, the boring, gloomy Izumi Army, tends to get painted as a loser fanboy. I don't like the sound of any of this. Maybe okay, I want everyone to realize I play trailers in this video. However, I don't watch any of them until the premiere, or until I start editing the actual clips to put them in. So maybe it sounds better when I watch the actual trailer, but from the description alone, I don't like it at all. It sounds bad. It's not my type of show. It might be something my friend would watch, but it's not the show that I would watch. It just seems really sucky and drama-y. Moving on, we have Cells at Work. If you don't know what Cells at Work, it's pretty much, it sells at work. Just look it up. It's a known anime. I think it's like season 2 or something of it. But anyway, moving on. Next up we have So I'm a Spider, So What? It's an adventure comedy fantasy. The art looks interesting. I bet you this is the main character. The protagonist was just an ordinary high school girl, but suddenly I was reincarnated as a spider monster in a fantasy world. Not only that, but I awakened in a dungeon filled with vicious monsters. Armed with only my human knowledge and my overwhelming positivity, I'm forced to use spider webs and traps to defeat far stronger monsters just to stay alive. So it begins the lively survival story of a girl, incredible mental strength, living only on the lowest ranked beasts. I hate everything of this. Why? First off, it's just a slime. It's a slime anime, but it's gonna be shit. It's literally the slime anime because that's literally the description of how the slime anime started. But shit. In addition, they made just the slime a girl, but they made it as spiders. Then threw them in the same exact scenario, and that's the example of this anime. Maybe it's a little different, but it just sounds like it's gonna be a shitter. It sounds like it's gonna be a shittier slime anime. It's the same concept, and I don't like it. It just pisses me off. Next up, we have Redo of Healer. It's an ecchi fantasy. So before I read this description, what I think this show is, or what I think I've heard about it, maybe I'm completely wrong. I'm thinking of a completely different wrong show that's coming out on a different season. What I've heard is there's a guy that's a healer that was made into a slave, but then he got time to go back in time, and then he was able to make the girl his slave. It's really weird. Anyway, healer magicians cannot fight alone. Kiride, who was bound by this common knowledge, was exploited again and again by others. But one day he had noticed what lay beyond healing magic, and he was convinced that a healing magician was the strongest class. However, by the time he realized its full potential, he was deprived of everything. Thus, he used healing magic on the world itself to go back 4 years, deciding to redo everything. I was completely correct. This is the anime. What I've heard is that pretty much he becomes like a slave to this girl, but then he lost everything because of that, and so he went back in time, and then he fucks up with everybody because of his knowledge that he knows, and makes everyone basically his slave. But maybe I'm completely wrong again, and who knows, we'll just have to wait for the anime to come out. Wow. Moving on, Hidden Dungeon only I can enter. It's an action adventure ecchi Well, this doesn't sound good at all. It just sounds like it's gonna be plot. The hidden dungeon is a place of legend where rare treasures and items are hidden. Nor the third son, an improvised noble family whose lost one job offer he had, was lucky enough to hear about this dungeon. He then acquires a skill that allows him to create, bestow, and edit skills, and in order to use it, he needs to accumulate points by carrying out such a task as eating delicious meals and doing sexual things and alluring members of the opposite sex. That took a big jump. I'm not sure if anyone else heard that, but it went from skill that allows him to create and bestow and edit skills to doing sexual things with alluring members of the opposite sex. I think that's a big jump. Next up, we have Cells at Work Code Black, and that's pretty much what this is. It's Cells at Work, but it's made for an older thing, and they changed everything. Like they flipped the genders. So in this one, the white blood cell is a guy, and the red blood cell is a girl. And in this one, the red blood cell is a guy, and the white blood cell is a girl. Next up, we have Beast Wars Season 2. No, fuck that. Moving on. So I just ordered Chipotle, so I have to hurry the fuck up. Next up, we have supposed kid from the last dungeon. Boonies moved to a starter town. Oh boy, I'm so excited. Optimistic young Lloyd would like nothing more than achieve his life's dreams, becoming a soldier in the capital. Unfortunately, his neighbors and friends consider him the weakest boy in the village, and are sure Lloyd will meet his doom in the minute he sets out on the wholeheartedly journey. But no one realized that by living near the most dangerous dungeon in the land, what locals consider to be everyday annoyances would be apocalyptic for anybody else, and when Lloyd defies the townspeople and makes off for a starter town for adventures, the rest of the kingdom is about to find out just how powerful Lloyd is. You go get him, Lloyd! I'm watching this anime. I love animes like that, actually. Bottom tier character, Tomozaki. This guy looks like a hentai protagonist. Fima. Tomozaki is a high school student who is one of Japanese best gamers. Oh, radical gamer! But in the reality, he's alone. Oh, not radical. He has always insisted life is a horrible game. One day he meets Aoi Hinami, a perfect heroine of the school. She says to him, take this game called life seriously. Is life a horrible game or a great game? Under Hinami's guidance, a life strategy by a high school student who is a bottom tier character is about to begin. Oh, it seems like a romance drama. I'll probably end up watching it. Moving on, we have Laid Back Camp Season 2. You know who Fishy Seabass is. This is one of his favorite animes. I bet you he's freaking out about this. He's probably very excited for Laid Back Season 2. And we'll definitely watch that show the minute it starts airing. Next up, we have Kimono Jihan. When a series of animal bodies that rot away after a single night begin appearing in a remote mountain village, Inugi, a detective from Tokyo who specializes in the occult, is called to investigate. While working the case, he befriends a strange boy who works in the field every day instead of going to school. Shunned by his peers and nicknamed Dorito Boy. After a yokai that lives in the mud, he helps Inugi uncover the truth behind the killings. But supernatural forces are at work, and while Dorito Boy is just a nickname, it might not be the only thing about the boy that isn't human. I might watch it. So if it's more of a horror, I'm not gonna watch it. However, I love all animes with yokai. Yokai is amazing. I love yokai. Animes resolve around yokai. Don't know what yokai is. Pretty much it's like spiritual like beings that you don't see, but it's like there. So like say there might be a yokai right over there, but you don't see it, and some people are able to see it and things like that. I love those animes. Anyway, moving on. Next one, we have XArm. This looks like a horror, but seinen, so that's like more like fucks with your mind. In the year 2014, a high school student who hates machines, Akira Natsume, wants to change himself for the better and tries to take the first step in doing that, but then he gets run over by a truck. Why are these descriptions are fucking nuts. Fast forward to 2030, a police officer named Minami Uzuno and her partner, the android Alma, infiltrate the scene of trade going on Tokyo Harbor for an unknown weapon called XArm. They're then attacked by an enemy armed with an XArm number 2, but in his life-death situation, they decide to activate the XArm number 0 that they stole from the enemy and ... I don't know. Maybe I'll watch it, maybe I won't watch it. Next we have Non-Burdori Nonstop. I'm definitely gonna need to finish watching season 1. If this anime is amazing, I will highly recommend it. So if this is season 2, I'm not sure if this is season 2 or some OVA or something, but fucking yeah, I'm watching the shit out of that. This show looks very not anime. And why the fuck does she have a gun? Moving on, it's called Other Side Picnic. Her first encounter with Tokyo Nishino was on the other side after seeing that thing. Who knows what that thing is? And nearly dying ever since that day, exhausted university, Surita Kamakushi, life changed in this other world, full of mysteries, blah 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 blah. I really don't care. I'm not gonna watch this anime. Moving on. Next up we have Sorcerer, Stabber, or Finn Battle of the Kimura, Studio Dean again. So I'm not sure if first season was made by Studio Dean. However, the first season of Studio Dean from the show sucked. The animation was shit for the show. So again, I'm not gonna watch this anime. However, if the animation looks good in the trailer after editing, maybe I will finish first season and watch this anime, but who knows? Who fucking knows? Skate the Infinity is a sports anime with skating. I'm just gonna skip it because personally, I'm not a fan of skateboarding. I probably won't watch it, but who knows? I might get bored enough to actually watch it, and maybe after watching the trailer, that it might actually look sick. But anyway, Rikai, a high school sophomore skater, is addicted to S, which is probably skate, I'm assuming. A highly secret and dangerous downhill skateboarding race. Oh, it's a race that takes place in an abandoned mine. The skaters are especially wild about the beasts of heated battles that erupt in the races. This sounds like, what's it called? Initial D. Rikki takes place in Laga, a transfer student returning into Japan after studying abroad to the mine where the races are held. Laga, who has no skateboard experience, finds himself pulling into the world of S. So I'll probably end up watching it when I'm bored. I love sports anime, but at the same time, I'm not a fan of skateboarding, so it might be like something I'm really just like, fuck it, I'll just watch it. And there's pretty much nothing really that's interesting for me to talk about in terms of music. I'm not a fan of music. But if you want to check it out, again, this is in the description of the video. If you want to check out them for yourselves and watch the trailers, click here, you can see the trailers. Pretty nuts, pretty interesting. There's one that I saw that I'm probably going to end up watching. Armor Shop for Ladies and Gentlemen is a comedy ecchi fantasy. My man loves some ecchi, you know what I mean? Anyway, that's the animes I'm watching for Winter 2020 anime. Very excited for Slime, a lot of other cool stuff. Leave in the comments down below what you're excited for, what you want to see, and if there's anything I missed that you're going to be watching. Anyway, I gotta go get my Chipotle. Everyone has a fantastic day. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe, and as always,
maybe we could both
peace out.
explore.